Right. Well, good evening, everyone, and I am so glad that you are here with me tonight on Plague Life Night. You know, the last session was very interesting because I got to learn a whole bunch, and I feel like I am getting a feel for what I want to accomplish with this weird little live stream thingy. Live, if you can call it that. So, at the end of it all, what I'm hoping to do is create some sort of a variety show where we jump back and forth between different things. But tonight, I don't know if I'm going to be getting very much of the same sort of variety show increment time frame that I want to, because I have brought it upon myself to do a interesting little side mission tonight. And so what is this side mission? I am going to challenge myself to draw as many things as I possibly can with a Plague Doctor's mask applied upon it. And all these various things are actually brought by you, fellow submissions, who have submitted your ideas via the social medias, and I gathered them all up, and I have now decided to tackle them one by one in random order. And we're just going to see how far we can get doing all of these. And I have some very strange concepts for things that are going to have a plague mask applied to it. So, I'm looking forward to that. Before we get started, I gotta loosen up, we gotta chill. I hope everybody has a drink, and that you are ready and willing to experience something truly magnificent tonight. Actually, you're just going to be seeing a whole bunch of Plague Doctor masks put upon things, and that's always going to be fun, too. Perhaps before I get started, I could do a little bit of show and tell, and kind of give you an idea of some other little side stuff that I just found lying around, and I thought it was of interesting note, and I just want to show it to my fellow people out there in the aether. So let me switch over to another vantage point. Hello! Welcome to my filthy desk. So, the first thing that I wanted to show was these little miniature establishments that I have created. These were actually bought at the Dollar Tree. It's just a basic dollar store where everything is, well, $1. And they were Christmas decorations. But as you can see, that I've modified them to be a little bit more hardcore. I wanted to have a sort of dilapidated look, almost a sort of a dark gothic steam feel, a sort of industrial piping. This is the church, and the way that this was made was by using sprues from a model kit and popsicle sticks that were cut to shape, and just various odds and ends glued and smattered about together. And some of the more decorative Christmas stuff has been cut off or returned into make it look like other stuff, like a sort of tar substance atop the roof as opposed to snow. And this one is a sort of postal service house, like an old post office that has just been shut up. And I had some like toy barbed wire from just like an army playset, and some random sprues and stuff, again from a model kit. And it's very easy to turn something like this, which I just bought for $1, into something that looks like a sizable miniature model thing that you could use for board games or for role-playing events and stuff like that, which is what I use it for, on the rare occasion that I go out and socially interact with people. This one is sort of I wanted to stick this giant wooden gear. My friend, he laser cuts a bunch of various gears, and some of them don't make the cut, as it were. There might be some sort of faultiness or something to it, but he collects all of them, and he holds on to every scrap piece of gear that he's ever made, and he puts them into a bucket, and I raided the bucket, and I took out some scrapped gears, and I turned them into a sort of industrial gearwork system on the side of this house to make it look like they had some sort of large manufacturing thing going on inside of this house. Who knows what they might be making. But yeah, for $1, it's not bad. And that's just a little bit of show and tell. I know in the last video I did a bunch of sketches and showed off a bunch of previous works that just weren't going anywhere. Some old works that were just floating around. And I think a lot of us have that sort of stuff, where we've endeavored to make a creative thingy, and we never show it off to anybody. And so, as per of my attempts to get out of my reclusive shell, I've kind of taken it upon myself to just kind of show off more stuff that I usually would not simply share. Here's another thing that I made. This is a sort of relief sculpture that was made out of polymer clay. It is a plague doctor, as you can see, and he's got a sort of a burning township in the background, with looking off to this tower, possibly being the next destination for the plague doctor. And yeah, this was accomplished by going to the Goodwill and picking up a oval frame, popping out the middle thing. There's this like old watercolor painting thing in there that was very tarnished and wasn't really being used. So I scooped it out, and I decided to build upon this sort of relief thing. Now you can kind of tell that this is not a kind of 100% sculpture. If I bend it in a certain way, you can kind of see how weird the eye is sculpted upon the thing, but whenever you're looking upon it directly, the illusion is secure. But it's a little bit wonky towards the side, and I think a lot of different relief sculptures kind of utilize that sort of forced perspective, and that's kind of something that I was trying to challenge myself with when I was making this, was try to achieve that look, that whenever you look at it from a certain angle, it has that sort of dynamic 3D look. So yeah. And again, this was from a thrift store, so it was relatively cheap to put together. But now it's a fine work of art. And you'll notice that I do that with a lot of work. I just go around and I find very cheap things, and I try to just make the most out of it. Resourcefulness is very cool to me. Yeah. You can tell that I'm a wee bit apprehensive about this task before me. But maybe we can just chip away at that piece by piece, and eventually get locked into a sort of drawing flow. And before I do that, I will put on some music, and we can kind of dig in to these various drawing submissions and see what people have laid in store for me tonight. And so let's go ahead and you can look at my Viki Visage for a second while I type in my passcode. The Scarecrow walks at midnight. Alright, and we are good. Welcome to the screen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. That's good enough. And hopefully the focus doesn't go to Wonky Town on us. You can kind of see I balance everything when I'm still trying to figure all of this stuff out. I might have to get some sort of undead lemmings to give me a hand later on. So, tonight's Plague Life Night Challenge, submitted for your approval, is to put Plague Doctor masks on things. Various things. And I wrote something to the tune of, what sort of creatures or scenarios would you like to see with the Plague Doctor mask placed upon it? And these are the various submissions that were sent to me. I put them into my CD tome, and we shall now consult them one by one and eventually just kind of tackle them as they progress. And there's some good ones in here. So I'm just going to choose one at random, and we're going to get started. But first, for people who don't know what a Plague Doctor mask is, Here's one right here. And you can kind of see I'm wearing something similar as well. A plague doctor mask is rather simple. It is a rudimentary gas mask that came around back in the day, I'm going to say. And because the bubonic plague was ravaging Europe way as back as the 1300s, and probably even beforehand. And the iconic plague doctor mask design did not come around until the 1700s by a gentleman named Charles Delorme, who was a pioneer of all sorts of medical trades and had some royal money backing him during his endeavors. And I'm sure that showing this off to the first time approval of those investors was a conversation to behold, I'm sure. So, simply put, it is a mask, and the idea was that back in the day, they did not really know why the bubonic plague was ravaging, sickifying people, and killifying them as well. And their best known theory was that there was a sort of hideous miasma rising up from the dead bodies, a sort of invisible foul air, if you will. And their idea behind this plague mask was that you would wear a mask and you would stuff it full of herbs and incense and oils and smelly good stuff, such as flowers or even chewing garlic. Anything that they thought would assuage the plague to take on other victims, while the plague doctors went around and did their work, tending to the sick and dying and documenting those deaths for the church. Now, I would say that a plague mask has somewhat evolved a little bit over the years, but to be honest, the design is still relatively simple. And it never seems to go out of fashion, I say, because this sort of iconic design is probably going to be around as long as plagues are. We'll see. But now, to apply a plague doctor mask is easy. Now, to draw one is super easy. I mean, I can draw these things in my sleep. It does not take much to draw a plague mask. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Here's a little beaky bit, and you draw a head. It's that simple. Okay, maybe I'm oversimplifying the concept a little bit, but I might be tapping into my lazy mode activate throughout this small gauntlet of drawings I'm going to be working on. Okay, so without further ado, let me throw on some music, and we shall get started. All the music that you're hearing is from me. I made it, and you can find me out there. If you put 2 screwdrivers into your ears hard enough, you can hear my music. This song is called Portal Sleepwalking. I'll turn it up a little bit. If you put 2 screwdrivers into your ears hard enough, you can hear my music. This song is called Portal Sleepwalking. Hooray! Oh, okay. I just discovered that I just had a bit of a technical malfunction. One of my windows was playing audio, and I'm sorry if I was giving you the double echo effect. I hope I fixed it. Everything is a work in progress, and we're learning. Okay, so the first challenge tonight, the first challenge shall be, it's going to be, okay, my finger moved, but I'm sticking with it. A drunk weasel. Okay, a drunk weasel it is. Do I have a pen? Now, the first thing that you should do before you attempt any sort of artistic endeavor is make sure you inspire your mind. Do I know what a weasel looks like? Kind of, roughly. But it would probably behoove me to look up an image of a weasel. So, never be afraid to look up references. That's one of the things that I must impart upon you. It's not cheating, I swear. It just makes you better. Weasel. Okay. Okay. They're long things. I do like the look of a weasel. And I believe that I can capture the essence of a weasel if I try hard enough. Okay, first sketch. I think we could do this. Yeah, okay. So, onward to Weasel Town. I am going to start by creating a new layer. And we are going to hopefully fix the freak out focus. Here we go. See, what you got to do is you have to threaten the camera just ever so slightly. And then lock in the focus, hopefully. Okay, weasels. I'm going to say that a good Plague Doctor Weasel may not be drunk, but if you are a drunk weasel, it might make you better at your job. And we will attempt it at least. So, my guess is that I'm going to try something like a slope shape to build up the back of the long boy action. And if and by looking at random photos of weasels, I can tell that they definitely have a long... they're basically like they got a squirrel body that's just been stretched. So, maybe a little floofy tail bit. And some hind quarter action. And see, look, it's vaguely resembling a weasel. I swear. Yeah, it could be anything at this point. A dragon, a long horse, Komodo, iguana, iguana Komodo horse. Wow. All the effort in my artistic skill has been applied to draw that particular foot. It's great. We're keeping going. We don't have time to stop. And I was going to draw a Plague Doctor mask in a non-conventional way on this weasel, but you know what? I'm going with it. You know what? We're going to do this, but we're also going to erase part of its body in the middle. And we're going to just add another Plague Doctor mask on that as well, because you got to protect that long bit also. So, can't have too many Plague Doctor masks on most things, and we are going to attempt to achieve that tonight. If that schnoz is a little off. Here we go. Gonna throw in some stitchy bits. Yes, it's it's coming along quite nicely. Alrighty. Yes. Alright. Okay, so, geez, I am astounded sometimes by the things that fly out of my meat mitts. Alright, scruffy bits, some underflump, and, what do you think, everybody? Does that look like a ferret? Or a weasel? I'm sorry. Oh, God. I'm offending the real weasel heads out there. What is the difference between a weasel and a ferret? Does anybody know? I need to know weasel lore. And I just realized that it's supposed to be a drunk weasel. Oh God. Okay, so I will draw a fellow Plague Doctor Weasel next to him, who is he's got the classic X for eyes and some like bubbles coming out of his mouth to signify the drunkenness, and one of his little hands will be coming out and holding a bottle of booze, and he will give the illusion of being drunk. Because I have to be able to sell this image of the drunken weasel. And yeah, things are happening, and I am terrified of the result. But you know, I'm chugging along, and this is a learning experience. I haven't drawn a weasel. I don't think I've ever drawn a weasel, ever. Which is a shame. I think everyone should at least draw a weasel once in their lifetime. Wow, this, I don't know if this looks like a weasel or not. What kind of the ears do the weasels have? They have these kind of like, like little chipmunk ears. Little folded back things that, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can't tell the illustriousness of a weasel behind its plague mask, but you can definitely tell that this one is drunk. Alright, and I am going to do a little bit of magic on this side. I am making this layer a multiply layer, so therefore if I put a layer underneath it, I can apply color, and you'll be able to see it on the other side as well. By the way, on my drawing program, I'm using Infinite Painter, and I really only have two favorite brushes that I use. One is a manga inker brush, and the other is just a solid filly, like, fill thing. It's a solid filly fill thing, and here, I'll explain better by showing you. I can basically just lasso off areas that I want colored, and there we go. And if you're really good, you can do it very fast, which will save you a bunch of time. And when you're doing a bajillion drawings in one thing, you really want to go as fast as you possibly can. I don't know if this is proper weasel color, but I'm going with it because I kind of like the look of it. It looks like it works. It's not quite brown, and it's not quite like beige or anything. But I could sell the illusion by adding sort of a shadow layer. And whoop. I'm going to do that again because I'm a professional. I really do not have time to be picky about doing all this. I need to keep going as fast as I can. So don't be scared if I just kind of like, whip it out. Yes, fantastic. I could see this easily adorning anybody's flesh as a convincing tattoo. Yes, drunk weasel, done. I believe I have dropped my marking out pen thingy. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. I think that looks like a drunk weasel. All right. Next thing is a bird-faced man under a plague mask. Okay. Okay. So it is a... Whoops. We're doing it live. Raw, unfiltered drawing action. Okay, so it's a bird-faced man. A bird-faced man. Under a plague mask. I apologize for my writing. I seem to be possessed by a toddler. Okay, so I just keep making sure that I'm on the right color thingy. Alright, so a bird-faced a bird face. I kind of want to draw Harvey Birdman with the yeah, sure, my Alright, so here's my idea, and hear me out, but what if instead of a bird-faced man, it is Harvey Birdman? And he's kind of got this, like, a Wolverine eye thing going on. And he has a very established nose for sniffing out justice. And he has a iconic crest thing on his head. I'm going to cover up this part with the beginning aspects of the Plague Doctor mask and kind of make it to where he's like holding it. Yeah, yeah. See if that's any good whatsoever. What am I doing with my life? Here we are. This is awesome. I'm very fond of everything that is happening here tonight. Okay. Yes. The vision is coming true. Wow. Okay. I screwed up that eye, but I'm going to compensate by making that eye even bigger. Yes. Real art is just making all of your mistakes look good. Something that I really should have done was make a quick sketch of the head and the skull to get a feel for all of my proportions instead of just trying to go in freehand. But you know what? We're at this point now, and the real test of how bad I'm going to screw this up lies in how I draw the rest of his face. Now I know that Harvey Birdman has a sort of established jaw thing going on. Yes, oh god, yes. I'm not erasing this. We are moving forward, and it's going to look great. It's such a tiny Plague Doctor mask compared to the rest of his face. Okay. Yeah, I'm... Oh, go away. And, yeah, they really should have had me on board, this show. I am obviously a virtuoso of drawing. I am positive that this is as accurate as I could possibly make it. Why does Harvey Birdman have such a weird sloped head? Oh yeah, I forgot to draw it first and use everything as a reference. And he's got like a little crest thing. I don't know. It's like got a thing. I'm just gonna draw like a little face, some wings, a little whoop. There you go. There, bam. Harvey Birdface Man under a plague mask. I have no sense of proportion, and this hand is just kind of creeping up out of from behind him, and he's got like a frog body or something. I don't know. And yes, this is how we prove that he is a bird man. I should really move on to the next sketch, but I feel invested in this, like I can fix it somehow, and there's no fixing it. This is as amazing as it's gonna get. Okay, so, oh jeez, all right, yes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw on some color on this thing, and then I'm gonna call it good. I don't think I can improve upon it much more than it already is. I'm pretty sure that we can all agree that this is as masterful of an art piece as can possibly been conceived by human hands. So I'm not going to try and outdo perfection by over tweaking it and over analyzing it. You know, you can overdo your artwork. You can just keep trying to refine and process your stuff over and over again, and it... Whoa. That's not... Yeah, if you hold your stylus down on here for too long, it'll decide to warp the shape that you're creating. That's an extra added feature. What is going on with the side of his head? Okay, so he's got this freaky cowl that kind of eludes me. Here we go. Yes. This is a good looking ear and everything attached to it. Looks amazing. Oh yeah. I am so very impressed by this establishment, by what we've created here, that I'm not even going to properly color in this ear. I'm just going to kind of leave it blocky for artistic interpretation. Oh jeez. And he's got this like kind of baby blue thing, and I think it's about time we move on. but, you know, I'm just gonna say it. This is really good. Alright, fantastic. We're making progress. Oh, you know what? I should have put like a timer on each one of these things to see how fast I can go. Okay, bird-faced man under a plague mask is done. And now on to the next thing. Alright. A bee. A bee. Fantastic. It's easy. It's beezy. Okay. I am going to draw this with one line. Behold the magic. Oh my god. Why? Okay. Sure. It's fine. B. Look at that. All of that drawn with one single stroke. A masterclass unfolds before your very eyes. Experience the sensation, the magic. Ta-da! It's a bee! What the hell's going on with its wings? I don't know. What the hell's going on with its everything else? I don't know. This bee is not a part of the system. I gave it... I think I gave it... I was trying to make it look like it's flapping its wings, not it's not selling the illusion. Here we go. To sell the illusion, you need to go doot 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 doot. There, yes, see? Now, can't tell that I have completely not seen a bee since the before times. And just for fun, I'm going to color this plague mask like a green color. Yeah. We now have a green plague mask. Oh my god. Oh my god. So good. So pretty. Wow. Okay. So, okay, on to the next thing. Alright. Twerking plague doctor strippers. Okay. Twerking plague doctor strippers it is. I'm ready. Alright, oh, I'm not ready. Twerking plague doctor strippers. Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna check on everything to make sure everything looks good. I'm sure we're looking fine. Y'all would let me know if I'd screwed everything up, right? Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Twerking plague doctor strippers. And let's look at some images for reference. Oh god. I actually I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a couple of human forms with some rough sketching. For instance, I'm gonna drop down the opacity on this thing a little bit, and we're gonna do just kind of like a head shape, and this will be a sort of feminine form with the big old boobas. Except these boobas are not normal boobas. They are plague doctor masks, which will be revealed later. I am not sponsored by anyone. I don't have any shame yet. Alright, here we go. This is perfectly allowed on a media platform for all people. We are embracing plague doctor art and culture, everyone. Take this seriously. Okay, twerking plague doctor strippers is a reputable field, I swear. And we need like a big old booty. Big old booty. For the twerking, obviously. This is yeah, okay. Alright, you know, whoa. That hold up, let me zoom in on this butt so I can make sure that that is rippling correctly. I am a professional. Oh wow, I am not doing this is just whoop and whoop. Yes, we got to sell the twerking aspect of it, and I am not only just a master of anatomy and proportions, but I can also sell the mood of a piece just through some simple lines. And you know what? I'm going to be inclusive too. It's not just going to be female strippers. It's going to be a male stripper too. And I'm going to have him all up on the pole. I need, I'll just kind of draw like a head shape and torso box shape to kind of get a feel for things. And I'm going to be doing a nice kind of like slide backwards up on the pole. And obviously downstairs, this downstairs action is going to be a plague mask. Because that's what you wanted. You wanted to see this, so I'm drawing this now, and this is happening. And obviously the male stripper is going to have some nipple rings. It's like a prerequisite. And yeah, you know what? It's like it's happening. And if you want to draw a nice backwards hand shape, you just draw a series of contorted shapes that make absolutely no sense to your mind, but whenever you pull away, they actually look like a hand. Because this is an art class too. We're learning, children. Woo! Oh yeah. I'm learning a lot. I feel like I'm learning a lot about what you people want to put me through. Alright. Yes. This is perfect. This is what we need to see tonight. Oh my god. Yeah. Plague doctors on everything. This is great. Tell your friends. I'm gonna draw some abs on this dude, like a navel and kind of like a little happy trail going down. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. And then over here, I'm gonna make her arm look like it's less dislocated out of her shoulder. Yeah. Some people like that. Yeah. And then, you know what? As far as refining the piece, wow, I don't even know what that line is. And that line's just going to be a mystery. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Okay. Cool. I think we should just move right on. Right? We should move on. But I should color this first, obviously. So for skin tones, the feminine body type is going to have a kind of like, sort of olive skin tones. Right. Everything is good. These are all good decisions. That might be way too dark. There we go. There we go. If I make it too dark in the hue department, I can't bring out all the amazing lighting techniques that I plan on doing later when no one's around. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see? Yeah, perfect. Things are happening. And if you just want to lighten up the hue value, you can immediately start applying things that have a sort of shadow intensity to it. And it is a rapid way for you to apply shading as well as color at the same time. For the male type in the back, I'm going to go for more of a kind of a pale, I guess. There we go. Like you could, yeah, there we go. This is not gonna haunt my nightmares at all. Not even a little bit. Not gonna have to unpack this later at all. Psychologically speaking, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. What do you mean? Why am I asking that all of a sudden? All right, squishy bits, and there you go. Fantastic. This is truly my finest work to date. I'm very proud of something. You know, this Plague Doctor mask looks crazy, and I'm not going to refine it. I kind of like the way it looks. Look at that. Look at that face. Okay. Moving on. We're moving on to the next thing. Alright, Plague Dolphins / Sea Life. That's the next thing. Wait, take a good look, everyone. I know, you're all gonna miss it. Alright, okay, moving on to the next thing. What was it? Plague Dolphin? Okay. We could do that. I think. Have you ever tried to draw animals from memory? It's pretty weird. So a dolphin, you know what? I need to look up a photo reference just to be on the safe side that I'm not totally, messing it up. I want to make sure I get the dorsal fin placement right. Dolphin. Dolphin fish. Dolphin fishes. They're not fish, are they? They're like, they're porpoises. Alright, so I'm going to draw a beautiful dolphin jumping out next to the stripper. I never thought I would say that out loud. Right, and I'm going to make sure I have the proper brush equipped. Equipped. Alright, so, titles will be Dolphin. That brush is all tiny. Why, you tiny brush? You little tiny brush. Dolphin. Have you ever seen a dolphin in real life? Dolphins are strange because they have a very rubbery looking skin. Now what sort of like shape do I want? I'm going to go for like a classic silhouette of a dolphin kind of just jumping out of the water. That kind of vibe. So you start with the dolphin. No, you start with the plague mask. Always start with the plague mask. And then you proceed to question your life decisions, as always. And then you just add a little eek eek there and a eek eek. Oh god. Why does it look so floppy? Whatever. It's this is a very slightly unenthusiastic dolphin, just kind of like making its way out of the water. I don't know why I'm laughing so much. This is serious. Okay, it's great. This is exactly how I imagined it. Yeah, yes, just like we repressed it. Fantastic. That's it jumping out of the water. You see, I'm a professional, refined artist. I am a fine artist, and you ask what fine art looks like, I tell you what it looks like. It looks like this before your very eyes. Okay, this dolphin needs color. Gonna add some color to a dolphin. What colors are dolphins? Dolphins are kind of a blue-gray kind of color, right? A bluish-gray, I would say. And so, with a slight application of color, we can create dolphin magic. Alright. Bam. Slightly more blue up top. And they have blowholes, don't they? They have like they got a little blowhole going on. I'm not going to hold it against them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to embellish it and make it look like little blowholes going off on this one, just for fun. Showing off its blowhole action. Actually, this one's kind of has a kind of a ruptured blowhole. I'm not sure why. Might need to get that checked out. All right. Okay, so onward to the next thing. Put a tiny Plague Doctor mask on a Plague Doctor mask. Plague Doctor maskception, you say? Okay, let's do it. I'm going to save this for posterity, because we don't want to lose this amazing artwork. We're going to need it for court reasons. Okay, so a tiny Plague Doctor mask on a larger Plague Doctor mask? I think that's kind of cool. We could do that. Very easy. I mean, I'm drawing Plague Doctor masks all night. And I'm going to start off with like a little bitty one. I'm going to zoom way in so you can see this little bitty mask. Look at that little bitty mask. Look at that little itty bitty plague mask. Oh, I went a little too far with it. There we go. I like the look of it. It's coming along nicely. I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah. There we go. And that will be on another Plague Doctor mask. Which will also be on you guessed it, an even larger Plague Doctor mask. Because I think I want to see what this looks like. Whoop, whoop. Oh, hello notifications. Ooh, alright. There we go. And that will be finished off on top of a even larger Plague Doctor mask. Whoa. Yeah, sure. I am losing all control of my drawing abilities, but it's fine. The further we go down this rabbit hole, the more delirious and sketchy it'll look. And that's fine. I might even tap into full-blown delirium by the time this is all over. There's only one way to find out. Yeah! Look at that! Look at that! Plague Doctor masks. I want Plague Doctor masks. And I'm going to color them in various stages of kind of this like yellowy, pukey color. Start off with something like this. And then make it slightly brighter. Yes, and we'll add that. And then we'll make it even slightly brighter. And then we will cap it off with a ultra bright, kind of a yellow color. Yeah. Yeah. And just for keeping everything tidy, I will label this one too. I'm actually just going to call it a Plague Maskception. Ta-da! Alrighty. Moving on to the next thing. See if we can start filling up some of these smaller spaces. Okay, next one is Link from Legend of Zelda. Well, that's kind of cool. Let's take a look at what Link from Legend of Zelda looks like for reference. Link Zelda. Now, there's a lot of Legend of Zeldas and stuff, but I'm going to go for something that looks more like, I don't know, like the Minish Cap sort of style. Sort of like a little cheapy Zelda, and then we can add a Plague Doctor mask to him, and we can call it good. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to start by doing a little hair swoof, and it's not the most perfect hair swoof in the world, but it is there. And just so we know what we're working with. Alright, and I'll throw the mask beak right about there, maybe, with an eyeball. And he's got like a little hair bit that jumps out about yay there. And he's got pointy ears. And a hat. Holy crap. That actually doesn't look half bad. And, I'm going to throw a sort of like, he has like a tunic, right? And like maybe like a belt. He's got very simple character concept that can be embellished upon endlessly, as seen in many other iterations of the game. But for the purposes of this thing looking like Link, I think we might just nail this look. Alright, and I'm going to draw him holding his, a Hyrulean shield of some kind. Nothing too crazy. He used to have a very sort of simple shield design back in the day. It wasn't too fancy at all. I think it looks something like this. Easy. And to save space, I'm going to give him little tiny feet boots. And I will also try and draw his Hyrulean sword as something coming down like right about there. I think it's got a little kind of like swoopy, it's it's been a while. I don't think I've drawn Link. You'd be surprised how like often there's all these different fandoms and things that you might have been a part of for the longest time, but you never really sit down to draw any of it. Or at least I never really do. I don't do a lot of fan art. But when I do, I try and go all out with it. Alright, and this actually doesn't look that half bad. You know, it's something. Let's throw some color on it and see how it looks. Sort of a foresty green. Oh, I still have a few more lines that I gotta draw in. Like his belt's not finished. I will apply a sort of shadow layer down here. I just kind of noticed that. It stood out at me. Not like any of these other things stood out at me, not at all. But I don't know, I'm suddenly invested in making this one look pretty good. I don't know. I just want to do it right. Do it for the Zelda fans. Alright, and throw on some color. Kind of do a forest green color for his tunicky shirt bit. Yes, yes. And he had like a lighter green, sort of a lime green maybe. undershirt. And he had a dark brown belt. With a gold doodad thingy on the belt buckle. I think it was like a swirl or something. And then he's got a sort of cream color pants, which I would not recommend for adventuring. And the boots, the brown boots, normal boots. Hey, not bad. I'm in the zone now. Suddenly I'm not so worried about having to draw a whole bunch of random Plague Doctor related things. It just takes a little bit of time, and eventually you can just kind of relax and loosen up and not have to worry about those sirens outside. Color that ear, color a hand, color this hand I forgot to draw a line on, and like reddish kind of a color. I am making great progress, aren't we? Yeez. I'm taking the longest time on this one. I apologize. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Alright, you know what? That ain't half bad. And for his mask, I'm going to give him sort of a lighter brown colored mask. And bam! There you go. Something that looks like a Link from The Legend of Zelda. And also has a sort of simple mask design that might be something that he might have picked up from the mask salesman. You've met with a horrible fate, haven't you? Alright, moving on to the next thing. Look at all these gorgeous works of art, by the way. We're making great progress. Alright. So, the next thingy is a Furby. Oh, wow. A Furby? You know what? I'm running out of space. Let's save the Furby for something later. Let's see if I can find something kind of long-shaped over here. Oh, a banana! A banana. That's perfect. You know why? Because the obvious way to draw a plague mask on a banana would be something like in a conventional sense where you would imagine it would have like a face, right? You would have the banana shape. This is a banana, trust me, hear me out. This is a banana. And you would like give it like a plague mask somewhere like up here, right? Or would you? I mean, is that the natural state of a plague mask on a banana? Or would it be something more like you attach it on more like one of the ends? I think I'm going to try and draw something more like that. What does a banana look like? I have a basic idea of what a banana looks like. I don't think I need a reference for that. It's got kind of a brown shunty end on one side. It's got some spots. It's got some lines for the peely areas. And at the end, it's got a plague mask. I think they all do, right? They all got this sort of plague mask design. I'm running out of space. What the hell? Okay, maybe I need to, I gotta retry this one a little bit. I gotta workshop this. Plague Doctor mask. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. It's coming together. It's got one of those metal beak ends. Maybe some vents or something down here. It's a fancy Plague Doctor mask. And we'll cover that. Perfect. Perfect. That is definitely that is definitely a plague mask on a banana. I swear, officer, I swear. Okay, let's throw a little bit of color on this banana. And we shall unleash its full flavor. Alright. And just like that, we have accomplished greatness. It's a banana wearing a plague mask. And I will disagree with anyone who says different. This plague mask is going to be like gray. I'll give him a gray plague mask. And add a couple of spots. Because this plague banana has been around. Okay. Sure. Be quiet. I gotta label this banana. Alright, cool. Okay, so how many have we done so far? How long has this gone on? Okay, we have officially reached the 1 hour mark, which is pretty cool. I have managed to get done a decent chunk of Plague Doctor mask things. Let's say we just go on for about 1 or 2 of these. Let me do the Furby one. I want to do a Furby, and I guess with that being said, we will call it on that. That way I'm not overexerting myself too much with this weird marathon of stuff. So, to move forward, I will merge this layer, and I will select it and make it a little bit smaller so I have more room on this canvas to play with. Highlight it, transformify it. Yes, and scooch it. See, now we got more room. Yay. Alright, so, moving on to the best dang art show on the web. This will be probably the last thing I draw, just for tonight, just so I don't get too wiped out or anything like that, and I don't go too far over time. But the final plague mask wearing thing will be a Furby. Now, we'll take a look at what a Furby looks like for a reference. Never be afraid to look up references. It's always good to fill your brain. Oh my god, these are some horrifying Furbies. What did they do to you? Ugh. Furbies are disturbing, aren't they? It's hard to capture any sort of Furby face without capturing the face of pure hell. So, and I kind of like that. So what I want to do is maybe make a Furby that has a Plague Doctor face. A Plague Doctor mask looking face. I'm going to start by drawing a small little abomination of hair up top. And Furbies have really exaggerated ears. Big old long ears, kind of like that. And they are a bit fursies, because they are Furbies. I don't know if you've ever owned a Furby. My sister owned a Furby way back in the day. And that thing would chatter incessantly in the middle of the night and randomly go off. It was very creepy. And so one day we decided to remove its fur to see what happens whenever you take a Furby's fur off. And we discovered that a lot of the wiring and electronics were just sort of hot wired together. And it's kind of definitely one of the reasons why they probably don't want you to disassemble it by hand whenever you're a preteen. But hey, what are you going to do? You got to find out what's on the inside of these chattering freak machines. And so for the plague beak aspect, I'm going to give him a plague schnoz, but also kind of make it look like it's sort of that little yellow beaky mouth that they have. Oh no. It's happening. Oh. What have we done? What have we done? Okay. Alright. All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little scared. But we're just gonna keep going. Now, Furbies have a mixture between kaleidoscopic and completely soulless eyes, and they kind of look like those fake contacts that people that want to wear different colors or kind of wish they had different colored eyes would wear, and it just makes their eyes look all bugged out and freaky. You know the people. You know the types. And if you are one of those people that has one of these weird bugged out contact lenses, I'm sorry. I wish that there was alternatives. This Furby looks really wiped out, like it's just had a bender. All right, yes, this Furby has definitely committed some hate crimes. All right. I don't know what the rest of Furby's body looks like. I just got terrified at looking at all the different long Furby mods that I just I don't want to look at it anymore. I assume they got feet, something like 3 toes or something like that, like little fuzzy nothings down here, which I'm sure is where they keep their retractable claws for gouging out your eyes because they don't look like theirs. This definitely is a Furby wearing a plague mask, and I'm sorry that you all have to see this. I'm realizing my decisions that asking people to give me drawing suggestions was a horrible idea, because this is the sort of stuff that comes out of it. I knew it. I knew that I should have specified that no abominations, please. No weird, horny stuff. But, that's just how the internet works. That's just how it is. And, there's no escaping it. It is a ever-expanding black hole, and one day we will be consumed by its all-encompassing, vast voidiness. And it's just important to, enjoy the ride. Doesn't this thing just look fun? Don't you just want to keep it right at the end of your bed so it can watch you sleep at night? Don't you just want to snuggle really close? Don't you just want to cut open a portion of your torso and sew this little guy into you so you can keep him with you always? Don't you just want to live as a Furby, let it consume your flesh, and let it absorb you as a person, overtake your life and your lifestyle, and completely destroy everything that meant something to you? Don't you? I do. Alright, let's put some color on this thing. Furbies are always coming in all sorts of mangled-ass colors, so I'm just going to choose like some turquoise-looking thing, like a turquoise and make it like that. Awesome. I'm not regretting this. I swear, I'm not. It's almost hard to look at. I feel sorry for the thing, but this is where we are now. Somebody said yeah. we're going to keep continuing further down the pits of despair with this thing. But to be honest, I think I'm starting to get a little physically ill. From looking at this for too long, so I think I might just kind of wrap it up. Oh God, Alrighty then. This is probably a bad idea. Probably was. I mean, we're not going back now. Somebody will be able to actually, reference this at some point and be like, oh no, you drew that. No, I saw it. But here we are. It's not that bad. I mean, I'm coming to terms with it. It's just the more I touch it, the more I feel like I'm going to bring it to life. And I don't think anyone wants that. Okay. Ta-da! Furby, where to plague mask. Yeah, this thing's horrifying. I don't think I like it. Alright, okay, we're good. we're good. I think we're done. I think okay. I think I'm tired, and something has happened to my brain that I think we need to stop. Yeah, we need to stop. Okay, so on that note, I was going to here. Let's take a look at what we did so far. We we did a drunk weasel. We did a bird-faced man under a plague mask, which we turned into Birdman. We have a bee. We have Link. We have plague maskception. We have a banana. We have a dolphin, and we have twerking plague doctor strippers, and of course a Furby. This is truly the finest art you can scavenge. I'm both shocked and intrigued and a little hungry, I'll admit. All right, so with that being said, I think I had a good time. I'm not sure. But I enjoy doing all this sort of stuff, and I've been watching everything in the chat, and you people are gorgeous. You've helped keep this weird train running the entire time. So I wanted to kind of just spend a moment and wrap up, and just first off say thank you for joining me. It has it's slowly getting closer and closer to the thing that I want to do with this, which is a sort of variety show kind of jam in the dead of night, and I got so many ideas just waiting to be released unto people's faces. But I need to get that restraining order dropped before I could do that one thing. But otherwise, I think that this is the start of something really cool. And my only way that I can give back to some of the people that have supported me so much is that I don't really have means of creating things that may particularly help you out in your life or something in that regard, but I can at least make some artwork. And if we can at least sit around and have a good time and maybe have some laughs along the way, then that's half of the symptoms being diagnosed right there. The world is a sad and freaky place, and the trick is to be just that little bit more freakier. Okay. This is good. And I think that we can kind of relax and realize that we have the rest of the week to look forward to, but we're going to do it in style. We're going to look good doing it. We're going to approach it with an open mind, and we're going to get better at what we do every single day, honing our craft, getting more refined at what we do, and eventually we'll be able to master the universe how we've wanted to for so long. Or just lounge back in style. Whatever you wanted to do for so long. I hope whatever you want comes to you soon. And we have the rest of this year to wait out, and I'm starting to get optimistic about the state of the plague. We're getting to a point to where we are normalizing certain things out here in America land. And yes, there are still various spikes of contagion. That is unfortunate, and it's going to continue to happen. But I've been looking at the numbers, and we're getting better. But every time I say that, it always gets a little bit worse. So in the moments when stuff gets bad like that, just realize that we are all in this together. And I hope to look forward to the day when we can toast and revel and regale each other of the tales of all the weird stuff we did during pandemic times to keep ourselves occupied. Until then, I will probably be doing this on a somewhat regular basis once I figure out what the schedule is going to look like. But we have accomplished the very first stretch goal of my Patreon, which was to create live streams on a regular basis. So we're making stuff happen. And I appreciate you joining me on the journey. I'm going to wrap up now. It's going on too long. All right, everybody have a good night. And I'm going to noodle on the keyboard before we go.